is motivating Candace Owens
Bring it up.
to say the things that she is saying, to cast aspersions and to imply in so many words that, you know, she won't say this outright, but she'll put enough doubt out into the ether to get people questioning, saying, well, I don't trust Erica Kirk. It's something in her eyes that just seems off.
You are true.
So this is what I'm going to do through this live, because she's never said anything remotely close to this. I don't know why she would say that. That's a very odd, not even assumption. That's a very odd declaration to make, that Candace would say something like that. So I'm going to play what she's actually said about the young lady, Erica Kirk.
Truly a better person than me, because I've just been so angry, and yet she was able to, through tears, and obviously you could tell how difficult that moment was for her, but she arrived at forgiveness, and she did it in front of the entire world. And I think that every single person should watch that speech. Truly, they should watch that speech. They should watch Tucker Carlson's speech. And I don't think even showing you clips of it, I'm going to show you one, could do it justice. You should watch it in its entirety, the emotion, the message of it, and you can obviously see why Charlie fell in love with her. Right? I remember meeting Erica. Charlie and I were in New York for something, one another, and he was falling for her hard, but he wanted to play it cool. So he's like, come meet her at Del Frisco's in New York City. And I came there, and she was just lovely. She was genuinely such a nice person. I was like, Charlie, just go for it. Just go for it. And he did go for it. And last night, I really do think that the entire world needed to hear her message. What you took from it, how you could apply it to your life, is up to you. But specifically, the part that she shared that provided me with so much peace, and I needed to hear it, truly, was when she explained that Charlie did not suffer.
And in my opinion, I believe what we are witnessing is the utter crash out of someone who is still feeling some sort of kind of way, because Charlie was her dream man. That was her dream boo. They built Turning Point together, and then he meets the beauty queen, right? And it wasn't supposed to happen that way. What was supposed to happen is that they were supposed to build Turning Point, and they were supposed to be the power couple. And it didn't turn out that way. As a wife, I have grave issue and concern with another woman inappropriately opining over another woman's husband, asserting that she is his best friend and she is the only arbiter of truth, and then attempting to cast doubt and aspersion on the character of said wife when said wife is grieving.
Didn't happen. It did not happen. I just played for you guys earlier her talking about how lovely his wife is. That was within the last 2 weeks, week or two. Again, it sounds like she was told something, or maybe she went through this in her marriage. I think she's married. Maybe she's married. I don't know. Maybe something happened where her ex or a boyfriend at some point, or a husband, got close with somebody and she didn't like it. So this is what we get. She didn't cast any dispersions onto Charlie Kirk's wife. I don't know what this is. I really don't. I would love, especially a content creator who's got almost 150,000 subs. Play it. Just play it. Why are you talking about all this? Play it. Would that be easier to play it?
How vile and disrespectful do you have to be to make the kind of content that would even remotely put the thought in people's minds that his wife had something to do with it?
I do also want to address people who are inundating me speaking about Erica Kirk. And I think the reason why this was catalyzed was because of a fundraising email and text messages went out, and people found it to be distasteful and like a fundraising off of his death. Okay, first and foremost, the reason why I said, and I meant it genuinely, was to pray for Erica a couple of days ago. And I said she is stepping into a role as CEO and the chairman of a company that got bigger than Charlie, by everything that I am understanding, and just having been there, I saw it happening, and a company that she's going to have to learn in 4 seconds how this whole thing's, it is a machine, okay? Those emails that you saw, that was not written by Erica Kirk. That will be an entire department, and these are emails when you fundraise. I've had fundraising emails go out with my face and my name on them. They are not authored by Erica Kirk, and I want you guys to know that, right? I just think it's like, I don't know, it just feels so unfair to me to assign the amount of pressure that is on her right now. She has not come out and said anything to me that makes her suspicious, because I understand how that organ works. She has had, I think, a tremendous amount of grace in the speech that she gave, which I thought was very inspiring. And we should similarly have grace, give her time to get her, first and foremost, the adjustment in her life. She's a mother, first and foremost, right? This is what she was doing. She was a mom, and Charlie was on the road, and these were Charlie's concerns. You know, men carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they were following that. This is a faithful couple. This is a woman who consulted a priest and prayed when she felt that somebody had put a hex on her husband. And I just think everyone is being a little unfair by trying to assign so much ill will towards someone who hasn't done anything to warrant that. And I would have been the first person. If I felt that anything was there, I would have said something. Truly, in every capacity. And of course, I'm not in their marriage, but I know that Charlie was very happy with Erica. And I know that Erica was a reason. She was pushing Charlie, as women do, to really think through his ideas and think through what it was that he believed in one way or the other. And by and large, I'm not going to sit and pretend that I had this relationship that I had with Charlie, that I had with Erica, of course, because neither he or I were married when we were hitting the road together, but she made him happy. And I just want you guys to know that. And so when you're putting stuff out there, just imagine that you're in her shoes. Imagine the size and the scale of that company. And imagine that on top of everything, you've got people that are digging into every layer of your life. It never.
So she's literally saying the opposite again of what Chapman said. She's saying, please give her grace to all the people who are criticizing her for how she's handling things. And for apparently there was some kind of advertisement that went out or whatever, or donor request that went out. She's saying, don't blame the wife. April Chapman is saying she's blaming the wife. It's the exact it couldn't be further from the truth. And she even explained how that could happen so that people don't see that. She even said there have been no indicators that she's got anything but love for her husband. She's saying the opposite, but April is still trying to push this narrative. It's strange to me.
Stops. And to be thrown into fame, I think, is very difficult when you're not pursuing it yourself, and to be thrown in such a horrific way, it just can't be fun. So I'm just reminding us all to just have a little bit of grace is all.
I'm of the opinion that you wish you were Mrs. Kirk, but because the chips didn't fall and land that way, you had to settle for your Timu knockoff version, the UK version of a Charlie Kirk. He was close enough. And I'm also concerned that your husband has not reeled in your mouth and caused you to zip it, not because you should not be allowed to voice your opinion or concern surrounding what may or may not have happened, but out of respect for his family. It is rude. It is disrespectful. It's very mean girl narcissistic.
This is crazy.
It is obvious no one can control this woman. Her own husband can't even keep her in check. I just finished watching an old video of Candace and Charlie when she was still with PragerU, and they were she was interviewing him, and there's a sparkle in her eye. I'm not, I get it. The dream team is we thick as thieves. But to sit and say the things that she is saying without respecting and giving deference to Charlie's wife, and then a lot of the things that Candace is saying can be easily disproven if you just take the time to think. Like, if you remove yourself from the conspiracy theory rabbit trail that she takes you on, you will not land where she's landing. You're just not. And it bothers me. And I have personally talked to individuals at TPUSA, and I'm like, y'all need to get this hef off the website. It's time. She got to go. She got to go. I'm sorry. I felt like someone needed to censure her and reel her in.
So she is saying exactly the opposite of what Charlie Kirk said. He said we should not do what she's saying right now. Because we disagree, we should not do exactly what she's saying. She should have been censured, reeled in.
Your relationship with Candace Owens nowadays?
She's a great friend. Look, I don't agree with everything Candace says, but you know what I don't do? I don't stop being friends with people just because people morally blackmail me. I don't do that, and you shouldn't either. Look, I have different views on things as Candace. I have different views on Israel than Candace. I have different views on a lot of geopolitics. But honestly, I traveled the country with Candace. I went to her wedding. I saw her meet her husband. I went to Israel with Candace, which is a fun story I'll tell you at some point. But what I don't like is when people demand, you must stop being friends with somebody. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's a left-wing tactic. Don't do that. I'm not saying you do that, but other people do that. We should never resort to that. In fact, if you believe what I believe, shouldn't you want me to be friends with people that don't agree with us? Shouldn't you want me to also be a tool of influence? And so I think the world of Candace. She's a great mother. She certainly has very, very fun opinions at times. And she's a great talent. She says a lot of stuff that sometimes I don't agree with, but that's what makes our relationship and our friendship interesting. My advice to all of you, you might not like somebody, but never tell somebody like me to stop being friends with somebody on an interpersonal level just because of disagreement. It's bad. It's what the left does, and we should rise above it as conservatives. Thank you so much.
And Turning Point right now is being very gracious. They're being incredibly gracious by not responding to a narcissist, because when you respond to a narcissist, that gives them attention, which is what they want. They live for the engagement. They live for the chaos. And so on one aspect, I applaud them for not answering a fool according to her folly. But then in the next breath, I'm like, sometimes you have to answer a fool according to her folly.
I think what she's talking about here is Candace Owens challenged anyone at TPUSA or the higher ups at TPUSA to say she's lying. That's a trap, and they'd be smart to not say that. Because she said, I want you to make a statement calling me a liar, which means she's got something. People may not like that, but if they wanna call that bluff, do it. If she were in power, she would do it. And I've seen every episode of this whole Charlie Kirk thing that Candace Owens is doing. A lot of the information is coming from people within TPUSA.
I believe that Candace Owens wishes she was Mrs. Charlie Kirk. She is supposed to be the CEO of that organization. How dare this beauty queen who simply applied for a job one day walk away with the kingpin?
I do have concerns, and maybe concerns is not the right word. I have rather hopes that Erica, who is taking on this huge step of being the chairman and the CEO, that she has someone in her corner that she really trusts. And what I mean is that I am not equipped to be the CEO of my little tiny company, okay? And I've realized that how much it involves to understand accounting, to understand how people can create LLCs, a spin-off of LLCs, how money can be hidden and pushed into different directions and into vehicles that you don't understand, takes a person that is sort of trained to have that business mind. I am grateful that my husband has that business mind. I just don't actually even care to have that business mind more than anything else, and I couldn't learn it. But I know with a company at that size, Erica is going to really need to have someone who is very much in her corner. It breaks my heart that she doesn't have Charlie. Charlie would be exactly the kind of person. Like it's the beauty of a partnership, and they had a beautiful partnership. But I worry. I really do worry. And I just wanted to express that openly to you guys. I'm concerned about that for some reason. And I guess the best thing to do is just ask everybody to pray for Erica. Pray that she has the clarity to understand and have people around her who are being honest with her. Because I would not want to be in her position right now. I would not want to be in her position because where there is money, money naturally breeds snakes in the garden, and it's very difficult to keep the grass cut low when the yard is that expansive, so to speak.
It's the opposite. So how many things can this lady get wrong in one live stream? What's going on, Uncle L? Because it appears as if she's just winging it. That's what it sounds like. She's just winging it and saying whatever she thinks, whatever comes to mind, no truth. And the odd thing is she accused Candace Owens of doing this. You go down these rabbit holes and you follow her narratives. You wouldn't come to these conclusions if it wasn't for her. She's literally doing that. Exact opposite.
She didn't put in the time and the blood and the sweat and the tears. She went on the Chitlin circuit with them during those early days, sleeping in all kinds of motels here, there, and everywhere, raising funds. Think about it. If you were there from the beginning, sorry, I don't mean to shake this, in the early days, and then here comes this beauty queen, pretty blonde. Y'all, Erica fine, I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all seen her when she was Miss Arizona, but Erica, I'm a female, and I don't look at women in that way. I'm just saying, she's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful inside and out. Her and Charlie shared the same worldview. He didn't have to, do a whole lot of detoxing her from any liberalism or anything like that. She came prepackaged and preloaded with the proper defaults just for him. Candace, on the other hand, was still evolving in her worldview. And while we don't want to take away from what she helped Charlie build, you do have to ask yourself, why would she publicly make the kind of content she's making and say the things that she is saying, sounding like a jilted lover as opposed to a dear and genuine friend who cares about his wife, cares about his children, and actually cares about TPUSA? Why would she make...
What? You notice one thing she has not done is give any specifics to her claims. It's very general. She's making the content that she's making. And then when she does make a claim, I've literally played the opposite. Just say you don't like her and move on. Why do you have to do a whole live lying on somebody like this? And what is this?
This content. Why would she say the things that she is saying without... Notice, she does not provide evidence. She simply introduces a narrative, asks questions, and then you're forced to come to the conclusion that she wants you to come to.
That's literally what this whole live has been so far. Literally projection. Literally.
That's all that this is. And before her people come in this chat, talking about, have you watched all the videos? I'm not about to sit and watch 1,511 hours of this chick on the internet talking crazy. I have things to do. I have my
So now she admits complete ignorance. So what are we doing here? Lady, all these claims you've been making, and now you just now said, I ain't watching her stuff. This is unbelievable. So all these claims are what? You were told? I heard. She just said she does not watch Candace Owens. So hold on. I ain't watching her videos. It's too many videos. I'm busy. Then why do a live on her?